talk about all things pan. I just first want to say, so the song of the day was "Pan by Storm" by Mr. Professor Fillmore, who passed away September 18th, 2018. Um, so much things about him. He's one of the most celebrated panists all over the world. He has taught in universities. He's performed in the Apollo Theater, Carnegie Hall, jazz festivals. He's also recorded with a lot of international artists like Ella Fitzgerald, Tina Turner, and he's also played with Duke Ellington Orchestra. A lot of young pianists and arrangers try to imitate him. His style, his impact in the pan community has been way beyond phenomenal. He was actually one of the first pianists or Trinidadians that actually played at the B&T Jazz Central. So on that note, I'd like to welcome all of you to All Things Pan. I am your host, Danielle George. On this page, sorry, you already know that we'll be talking to panists, arrangers, pan tuners, and pan enthusiasts like yourself. So on that note, I would like to let you know that I'm still me on the other side of Canada. I don't want to tell his story. I want him to tell you his story. So welcome, Mr. Earl La Pierre Jr. How are you doing today?
I am highly blessed. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Good. I'm good. It's actually nice and warm here today. So
Here too. Yes, man.
We're summer's coming.
They say actually we're gonna have a heat wave. We may break some records in the next couple of days, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh wow.
Yep.
You're gonna be outside?
I've been in and out. I can't lie. I've been in and out. Like the grass needs to cut. I'm seeing plenty dandelions, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So allergies are about to get into full effect too with that. You know that, right?
Gotcha. I hear you. So you're dealing with the COVID-19 quarantine. You're dealing with it.
As you can tell, look.
Yeah,
This is the most hair I've ever had on my face in my life because I don't know how people grow beard because my thing is be wild patchy as you can see, but I go in through the COVID look, you know what I mean? Normally for Carnival, this was all clean and look at this now. Like this is Carnival to now, it's like, yeah. And that's the most I could probably ever grow. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you going to keep it?
Well, you know what? My brother, I call him my brother. His name is Jeff from a little off the top. He's opening up his own place, and I want to be one of the first for him to come in. It's like, whoops! I was even considering, but we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll look for the change.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I have to document it because everybody be like, what? You know what I mean? But yeah. So I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. So as you know, a lot of people out there. The last 15 minutes, I'm going to get the viewers to ask you some questions if you don't mind.
Yeah. Nice. I see all kind of views. Kern, big up yourself, brother. Yes, man. Yeah, man.
Yes, Kern. Yes. So get your questions ready for Mr. Earl.
I ready.
The ice?
I ready.
Let me break it.
What?
All right. So let's start off easy.
All right, good.
Okay. So how long have you been playing pan for?
Whoa, you see, I play at schools and I tell kids. I tell this to them all the time because they feel they're smart, you know. They try to trick you. I say one question you can't ask me is how old I am. You know what I mean? That's one question I tell them. I've really been playing pan since I was 16 years old. So let's say 33 years to be exact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're about the same then.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I started a bit younger than you though.
All right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, with the whole La Pierre name and all that, people would have automatically assumed that I had started when I was a baby. And to be honest, no, I probably started when I was about 15, 16, or maybe even 14. Maybe let's say 14. So it could be a little longer. And I started because I wanted to play at a school concert that my dad's band was coming to my school to play at. So I learned chopsticks.
Nice. Yeah, that was your first song?
That was my first song that I learned to play. And then from there, just now, pan man on duty.
So I'm assuming your dad got you into pan.
You know what is the bloodline? You know what I mean? My dad is what they call a pioneer of pan. He's one of the people, one of many that brought pan to Canada back in, I think it was Expo 67. That's before I was born, people, so I'm not that old. But yeah, he brought pan from Trinidad from Expo 67. And then him and a couple of guys stayed back. And then They started to get it in schools here in Toronto. Him and another gentleman by the name of Pan Man Pat are accolated for actually getting pan in schools as a credit course
Okay.
here in Toronto.
Okay.
And it makes me proud to know that a lot of schools here in Toronto have pan, and my dad is one of the main people who is responsible for that. So I would say yes. I don't think he forced me to play. I wish he did force me to play. But I think because I grew up with my mom, my mom and dad separated years before. I can't even remember when they were together, to be honest. But I think because I was not with him, I didn't get to be that much into pan. I was always around Caravana Day. My mom would drop me on the float. She'll go play Shimas or do whatever, and then come back and get me later. You know what I mean? That kind of way. But I wasn't really interested as to say, yeah, go and pick up a sticks and start to play. So I started late. I wish I started early. I wish I started like my little brother Jimmy. He started from when he was like born, and I call him a monster. He's probably, to me, I find he's one of the best panists out of the La Pierres right now. He's gifted. He's just gifted. And today's his birthday, so I'm bigging him up for his birthday. Happy birthday, bro. He's 31 today. I call out his name. He's 31. He's almost off the calendar. You know, so big up Jimmy, Cayman Islands, Sons of Steel. Yeah, man.
Nice. So what was the first band you played for?
First band? Afropan, of course. Afropan? The People's Band here in Toronto.
Yes.
Afropan.
Yeah, nice. And they're still around, of course.
Pardon me?
They're still around?
Of course. Yes, man. We've been around since 1973. So Afropan would have been celebrating the 47th anniversary this year. I think we are one of the oldest bands in Toronto. We still have one of the biggest records for the most wins in Toronto. They have a band here. I see Wendy's on there. They come in close to breaking one of our records. I think we had won, I think it's either 9 or 10 straight, and they're very close to that. And we have to prevent that. You hear that, Wendy? She's giving me a thumbs up. So, okay, Wendy, how many do you have now? I think they have, if I'm not mistaken, it's maybe 8. And I think Afropan is 9. I think that's what it is. I think we have 9 straight, and I think Fantasy has 8. So I know they're coming close to it. So, but congratulations to them. They're the powerhouse right now in Toronto. They're a great organization called Pan Fantasy. Nice.
I'll check them out for sure.
Yeah, man.
So how did you mentioned Sons of Steel earlier. So how did that start?
Wow.
Whose idea was that?
You know what? That was me, Jimmy, and Noel just sitting down back at 20 Cotton Hill about 8 years ago. And 20 Cotton Hill is where Granny lived in Maraval. So we were just liming, and then I told them, I was like, you know what? We have never all played together. And we all like, wow, because we all play pan. You know what I mean? That's what all of us do for a living. We play pan.
Right.
And I was like, we've never played pan together, whether it's like in phase 2 or whether it's, just we never did it together. So right there and then, and I don't know what it is, but I always come up with some kind of name. I'm pretty good with coming up with names and concepts and that sort of thing. And I was just like, Sun, you know what I mean? I'm thinking Trinidad Sun, I'm thinking whatever, and then all of a sudden just SOS, Sons of Steel, and we're like, that's it right there. That's it right there. And then just being here in Toronto and having access to a lot of talented people. The whole logo thing was made by my friend Dwayne Cyrus.
Okay.
He created the shadows look there, and then the whole shirt thing with the steel and thing is creative designs, I think her name is. So she does shirts and stuff. So it was about 8 years ago, because our first show was in 2012 in Toronto.
Okay.
And then my brother consecutively did it from 2013 Carnival in Trinidad. So he's been doing it every year since 2012. I started it back 2 years ago now, back in Toronto, and I'm going to try to keep it going. I don't know if I could do it with the COVID thing, but it's usually the Saturday before Caravana.
Okay.
And Noel's, the Sons of Steel Trinidad, is usually the Sunday before Carnival or before Panorama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jimmy doesn't do anything in Cayman?
Well, you see, I'm glad you say that, because this is what we need to get Jimmy to do, you know what I mean? Because we've been begging to do a Cayman show for the longest time, and that's the thing. Like, he lives in Cayman, Noel's in Trinidad, and I'm in Toronto, so that's the, the triangle there. So, Jimmy, we're still waiting. You have an excuse with COVID, but no more excuses. 2021, let me say 2021 for now.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm interviewing him in a few weeks,
Ah,
so I
nice.
will.
Good.
Yeah, I
Please
will.
put that down.
I'll get
Make
on.
that in your
Yeah.
notes, huh? Cool.
Yes. I'll write it down right now.
Yeah, man. Good, good.
Yeah. So, since you guys are a group, have you guys traveled anywhere? And if so, where have you guys traveled?
The hardest thing is to do is to travel as a group. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so to say that we have all traveled together as a group, no. The only place that
Okay.
we have traveled would be to Orlando or Miami for Uber Soca, myself and Jimmy. And the reason why I say
Mm.
it's difficult is because my eldest brother who lives in Trinidad, and Trinidad, I keep telling you guys, like, all you're on the parole or something, it's like all you have parole officers, you need a visa to leave the country. You can't just go on a vacation. So in order for him
Right.
to travel to the States, he has to get a visa. And getting a visa is not an easy thing in Trinidad and Tobago. So hopefully
Yeah.
we could rectify this, especially for artists, especially for musicians, and like
Mm-hmm.
even like all the artists down to Kes and all them required to get visas. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's so weird. Like there's no, let's say, for example, I know a person who got a 10-year visa just so they would give my
Mm.
brother a 1 year, a 2 year. Like I don't understand what the problem
Really?
is. Yeah, so we need to
Wow.
rectify that. So yeah, we can travel. We'd love to do
Mm.
tours because people have asked. But obviously, when you have
Yeah.
to fly in, because if we're doing our tour, we want to bring our band too. You know what I mean? The backup band or just
Right.
the musicians there who can handle the repertoire. To bring
Right.
that kind of a group is very costly. So this is
Yeah.
the next headache as well. So we're willing to work
Right.
with promoters and things over there to bring Sons of Steel anywhere. Just call. We here.
I'm
Yes,
thinking about
yes.
bringing you guys here.
Tink, 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 tink. No problem. Hey, yo, 2021. Let's plan something right after
Let's make
Caravana.
make
We
it big.
just
Make it big.
come across West Side. I know Jimmy and Noel would
Yeah.
love that because I don't think they've ever touched any other place in Canada other than actually my brother went
Okay.
to Nova Scotia. I sent Noel over to
Oh, nice.
Mount Fredericton. There's a Caribbean
Okay.
restaurant over there called Caribbean Flavors, Lodge Up Nas and the family, the Ali
Mm-hmm.
family, beautiful family. They invited me over there a couple of times, and one year I sent my brother to fill in for me as well, so he got to go across there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man,
I heard Nova Scotia is beautiful.
it is a beautiful place. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I gotta make a trip one day. I gotta make a trip.
nice.
Yeah. So, you said you guys haven't performed as a group, but you and Jimmy, when you guys perform together,
Yes,
correct?
we perform together
Yeah.
as Sons of Steel. We
Yeah.
perform together as Sons of Steel. So, and Uber Soca, for those who don't know, is I call it a carnival at the sea. I think it's the last
Mm-hmm.
carnival of the year. I call it a carnival because you have all the best artists, you have all the best DJs, and they put together whether it's 5 or 8 days of this excitement. You know what I mean? And we
Mm-hmm.
do now. They've added two boats, so Jimmy and I do both
Right.
boats. So we're there,
Okay.
and it's crazy. It's like we do both, and both we can't even say, well, the first one was better than the second because both of them have vibes. And when I tell you
Right.
all islands unite, it's not about a Trinidad thing, it's not about a Jamaica thing, it's more about a
Mm-hmm.
VI thing and a Bermuda thing because those numbers are out there and representing, but it's so beautiful. And when I tell you from all the biggest artists are there, Kes, imagine you have a Juve on a beach and
Mm-hmm.
it's Kes the band on stage and it's like, wow.
Wow.
So yeah, Jimmy and I do that. And like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
would have loved to have Noel on the Uber as well, but because of the restrictions with visas and stuff, and they
Visa.
weren't getting the visas, so hopefully God
Mm-hmm.
spare life, and soon enough it will happen, man. It will happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. So when you and Jimmy perform, do you guys find you have to change your strategy mid-performance through like for the audience, or do you kind of just stick to what you have?
I don't think Jimmy and I put together a set and keep up our set. We always play something
Mm-hmm.
different. So, for example,
Right.
we would have an idea of some songs that we want to play, but there's no particular order,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we may
Right.
be waiting to start, and then the DJ might just play the song that we wanted to play in our set. And because I have
Mm-hmm.
a DJ background, I'm like, I can't play back a tune, man. I can't play back that tune right
Right.
now. Even though I'm playing it on pan, I don't want to play it back. And then
Right.
a couple of times when we perform, because once again, with the DJ background, I know all the DJs out there, I might have a DJ
Mm-hmm.
that's come and mix on the fly for us. So give him a bunch of
Right.
songs, say, yo, just run tunes. And we just go down like that. You know what I mean? So it's not to say we
Mm-hmm.
program our set every time. Yes, we know we're going
Mm-hmm.
to play, let's say, the VIP lounge. So we'll get a
Right.
list of songs, no particular order, and just, all right, we have these songs. We're going with
Mm-hmm.
that. But yeah,
Okay.
always. And you have to do that. Like, even when I perform
Yeah.
every Friday at Island Mix, like, I can't put together the same set every time. You know what I mean? That's going to bore
Right.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And there's some songs that you're like, oh man, this person will like this song. You know what I mean? If I see
Right.
Marshall walk in and I don't have a Marshall, I'm gonna run a Marshall. You know what I mean? If I see something
Right.
like
Yeah.
that, you know what I mean? And depending on where you're
Yeah.
going, if I'm going to a wedding that's all Jamaican, I'm not going to go and play soca. You know what I mean? If I don't play
Right.
some Bob Marley, some Torres Riley, some Beres Hammond, I'm in for
Yes.
trouble. You know what I mean? So you have to
Right.
be versatile like that. You have to have repertoire. And COVID-19, one of the best things that's happened for me, my repertoire is like crazy right now. Because every
That's
day,
good.
every week, I'm learning new music for whether it's my Friday show or whether it's a Sunday
Mm-hmm.
inspirational show. So I think, and I'm a kind
Mm-hmm.
of feel I don't like to practice. I tell people that all the time. I don't practice. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I
You
don't
just go
practice.
with it.
Yeah, yeah, let's go with it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, do you have a specific genre that you like to play more of, or like
Um,
where do
no,
you think you fall? No?
no, but you know what? I think because growing up here in Toronto, my
Mm-hmm.
style is obviously different from Jimmy's style. Jimmy's style is different from the Welsh style, you know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's just us, right? And that's every
Right.
musician. So being that I started pan late, I grew up listening to the Run DMCs, the Boogie Down Productions,
Right.
the Eric B. and Rakim, and the hip hop. Like I was
Yeah.
really into hip
Right.
hop. I was really into a lot of reggae. So I started to incorporate those elements when I started to play pan. So I've been
Okay.
playing and mixing like music from time because, like I said, I have a DJ background. We
Mm-hmm.
started something called Kingdom of Soca. Dr.
Okay.
J, the Soca Prince, was the founder of that, and I was the manager and the voice of that. Um, and having great DJs always behind me, I always had mixes. So I would incorporate a hip hop into a reggae, into a soca, you know what I mean? And have it mixed
Mm-hmm.
properly and then play on the fly. So I'd be traveling to like all the universities, playing their cultural shows, having dancers with me, having my boy like Dirty Dez emceeing for the reggae, and then I'll MC for the soca. It will be always like a hype thing. So always doing that, I think that's the genres that I like because I would always look for a hip hop. I would always look for an R&B or singing a melody that could sound good on pan because the worst thing for a tenor
Right.
pan player is to play a song that's only one note. You know what I mean? You want to have a
Yep.
little melody with
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And some of
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
biggest songs now are those one note wonders, and it's
One
like,
note.
oh gosh, oh gosh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
take that so much. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Nice. Nice. So, we're gonna get a little tough questions
all
now.
right, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready for you.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. So, do you find the younger generation in Ontario are eager to learn about pan or want to play pan, or do you find it kind of you got to push them to get into it?
It varies because, like I said, there's so much pans in schools, and
Mm-hmm.
because of certain programs and certain teachers and that sort of thing, they're making it
Mm-hmm.
interesting. So, for
Okay.
example, like I said, I do a lot of work in the Toronto District School Boards and the different school boards here in Ontario. There's an
Mm-hmm.
event, a fantastic event called PanFest. It's been
Okay.
happening now for, I want to say, almost 30 years. I don't quote me. I think it's been about 30 years they've been doing this event where they invite at least four different steel bands every day. Listen to it carefully
Okay.
from Friday to Friday. So a full week, four different school steel bands every
Mm-hmm.
day for a week. So that just goes to show,
Wow.
and there's still a lot more steel bands that could come. That's just to show how much schools here have pan, right?
Yeah.
I'm the special guest. So I come and I do my mixed music and I get them hype and they go crazy
Mm-hmm.
because I'm always giving them the stuff that they're hearing now on the radio. So
Right.
I've had to have that conversation with certain teachers because
Mm-hmm.
you're coming to this show and you're playing, and don't get me wrong, Wonderful World and These Are My Favorite Things from Sound of Music are beautiful songs,
Right.
like I get it,
Yeah.
but come on, look at your kids, look at the kids. They don't really want to play that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Those are the songs that you grew up with and you learned, and because you had it
Mm-hmm.
in your repertoire, you're keeping it there, and that's the songs. No, man. I go
Yeah.
at the beginning of your school year. Do me a favor. Try this. Ask the kids who enroll in your class what songs they like. Every student
Mm-hmm.
pick one or two songs.
Yeah.
I go, you're gonna get at least 50 songs. I go out of that
Yeah.
50. I guarantee 2 to 5 songs will be nice to transpose on pan. Guaranteed.
For sure.
Just
Yeah.
and you're getting 50 songs, at least if you do 2 of those songs, those kids would appreciate it. And when
Mm-hmm.
that happened, the same person who I spoke to, he had I think 6 kids in his pan program. The next year he came with 20 kids. Why? The music
Wow.
changed. The kids could appreciate and understand. It was like, wow, you could actually play a Justin Bieber on those thingies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to do that because now it's like, wow, that must be fun.
It's
That must be
cool.
cool. Let me try.
Yeah.
And PanFest has become one of those monsters that is really nice, you know what I mean? Because now all the teachers are giving students a choice of what songs or listening to a couple of the radio stations here to get music, you know what I mean? And that's important. You have to give these kids something that they could appreciate and you could still slide in the favorite things and the other little classical songs, but at least let them be happy with some songs.
Yeah, for sure.
And you see it in their expression, they'll be like,
yeah.
You know what
when
I
is
mean?
this over?
Yeah, but then when they're playing the songs that they like, they're dancing and having a merry old time. And that's what I like to see. I love to see kids have a great time.
Yeah. So do you find the Pan community in Ontario is promoting Pan well, as they should be, or do you think they can be doing better or more?
You want to put me in trouble? I like your hard questions, because I've seen some Torontonian people there what's listening. I'm going to say yes and no. Why I say that?
Okay.
Because yes, now we are promoting it good because we, being Pan Arts Network, which is an organization that myself and Wendy and some other people founded, you know what I mean? Like we have a great team and we are all about Pan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pan doesn't lock off for us. You know what I mean? Like this is what we do. This is what we want to push. We want to put, our tagline was put Pan on a world stage. So other than that, it was just one time a year that they were focusing on. If it's the Caravana Committee, or if it's OSA, if it's the other organization that ran the whole festival, like all they were studying is Caravana. Caravana, okay, on the Friday night, Pan Alive or whatever they were calling it, that's good. You know what I mean? So there was no shows really happening. There was one or two people who had done a show before. We had something called Pan Trimbago here in Toronto at one point. He was bringing up soloists and that sort of thing. But I think now that Pan Arts Network, and we've been doing shows for the last 23 years, right? So since then, because our shows are Snowflakes on Steel, which was the Toronto steel bands would put together this show, have at least 4 to 5 of the Toronto steel bands, which now encourages the bands to practice yearly. Because as soon as Caravana done, everybody pack up their pans, put it in a storage, and that's it. Nah, man, there's gigs out there. There's performances that you could be playing. Put together a combo side and learn more variety of music. Make your players better that way. So 23 years now we've been doing Snowflakes on Steel, and it's been selling out. Sometimes we had to do 2 shows. Then we grew it a little bit bigger. We called our next show Autumn Leaves on Steel, which was now the soloists. So we've had from the greats, you've been playing Ken Professor's Pan by Storm, and rest in peace. He was one of our featured artists at one point in time. We've had greats like Duvon, Dane, Darren Shepard, Liam Teague, like the list goes on. I know I'm going to forget people, but we've had the top of tops play on a show here in Toronto, and that's Pan Arts brought it to you. And now we've furthered it again. We do Gospel Praise on Steel, which would have been in May 2 weeks ago. That would have been our show. And because of COVID, we had to postpone or even cancel it now. We have a lot of churches here in Toronto and Ontario that have steel bands. And they're amazing, you know what I mean? And that show is just as big or probably getting bigger than Snowflakes, to be honest.
Wow.
And we have come to, I think it's like 8 steel bands on that show. So moving pans and getting things organized, it's like amazing, like how it gets done. It's a headache, but when it's done, it's beautiful. So last 2 weeks, we've featured and premiered parts of the show. So at 7 o'clock, we featured the first half. Then we did a next one on the Sunday, and then we did the finale on last week, Saturday. So now it's on our Pan Arts Network page, our YouTube page as well, so you can go back and see it. But yeah, we're doing things and we're promoting Pan here. We really want Pan to be on that world stage here in Ontario.
That's good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. So do you guys help bands get gigs, or do you just you're just working with steel bands and concerts and just getting their name out there?
You know what? Gigs here in Toronto, well, now in the last, let's say 4 to 5 years, gigs have becoming a lot harder to get, right? But when there was gigs out there, and for example, Wendy's there, she could tell you if her band can't play, she will call my band. If my band can't play, we'll call the next band. The organization here that is supposed to be doing that, sometimes there's gigs, they will reach out to bands. But gigs are far and a few. You know what I mean? You really have to have a functioning working band and hustling. You need somebody out there saying, "Hey, I want to come and play." Da, 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 da. You have to do the work. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna get a gig just like that. You know what I mean? So, Caravana time, you could probably get a couple more gigs. Once again, summertime, people obviously think, "Oh, pan," da, da, da. But when you talk about gigs now, people always want a steel band, right? Oh, I want a steel band to come and play in my backyard. All right, no problem. How big of a band? Oh, I don't know what I saw.
Just two people.
Okay, well, no problem. It's gonna cost you. Oh, I only have. Well, that's gonna only be one person. One person. I can't. And I call myself the one-man band because I track all my music. So I could, when I play, people come in and think a band's playing and they see me and they're like, "Wow," you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So it's possible, but people don't understand that you still have to rent a truck. We still have 24 players coming to play. So they have to drive their car, come and offload these instruments. So it's a lot of logistics and people don't understand that. People think, "Oh, these guys are just doing this for fun." I've been doing pan for the last 20 plus year as just my job. You know what I mean? When my daughter was born, my eldest daughter, I was working in Rogers and I asked for the summer off and they told me no, and I just quit immediately. And I didn't look back. I've been doing pan as a living for the last 20 plus years. It's harder now, a lot harder now, especially with COVID. But the thing that I tell a lot of people here in Toronto, because we're in Canada, we have a lot of benefits being here. You know what I mean? So when I registered my business, when I started to apply for tax, because yes, we love to get cash, you know what I mean? But you have to, this is a business, you know what I mean? And you have to make people see that this is a business. So if they want to just give you $100, I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it for me. You know what I mean? Because I live in Whitby, that's kind of far. You want me to drive all the way to Mississauga. By the time I put gas in my Supreme gas in my car and reach out there, what if my speaker blow? What if my pan drop? I can't even get it blend. You know what I mean? So that's not my price. If you want to know what my price is, here's my price. This is what's going to cost you, and that includes everything. You know what I mean? So people have to understand that. And when I tell them, well, okay, it's XYZ plus HST. Oh, you charge tax? Well, I had to pay the government too. You know what I mean? And luckily for me, that I've been paying the government, that I was able to get whatever benefits they're giving us because of the COVID. So thank God for the person who made me, register this as a business, because or else I don't know what I would be doing. You know what I mean? I would have been pass out, so thank God for that.
For sure. Yeah. So you already answered my question.
Oh, shucks.
So it's okay. I'll just move on.
I just talk plenty, so I apologize. That's what I do for a living too. I'm a mic man. Hey, Buzz B, big up Buzz B.
I know.
And I see two mic men right now. Tricky, he's an MC in Toronto. Buzz B, big bad DJ plus mic man. He wicked on the mic. I'm watching him.
So you already touched on this. You're a soloist in Ontario. What has been your experiences being a soloist? You already touched on it, but have there been any more that you can think of?
Well, you know what? I don't really call myself a soloist, You know why? After watching Panogramma, I am not soloist like them fellas in soloists. You know what I'm saying? I
hear you.
I hear you. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm a very good player. I can execute and I could play a song. I could play the hell out of a song once I'm into it, yes. But to see them fellas on that forum execute like that is like, you know what I mean? And I love, I say that a lot. You know what I mean? You'll hear that a lot. To see them do that so effortlessly, it's like, wow.
Yes.
And I think the reason why I am not as great as they are is because I used to hear music and just play music. And some people think that is great, but I think if I had studied more of the rudiments, because they used to give us the paper and I used to be like, I know this, because I used to play trumpet, play it.
Right.
Go on a piano, I could just play it, but I've never really learned the rudiments. Slowly but surely, I could gravitate a little certain things, and when people say 1-6-2-5, I'd be like, all right, we're ready. That kind of way. I have to think about it, but these guys don't think about it.
Yeah.
And I commend them for that. They could just hear that and do that. So I don't consider myself a soloist. I consider myself a phenomenal panist player. Cool. That's me. You know what I mean? So I kind of forget your question, but being a soloist.
What have your experiences been
Oh,
being now not a soloist, now a
a
player?
player? Great,
A
because
player.
you know what? A lot of people are still fascinated by our instruments. You know, I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
people. Every time I say, you know what I mean, I'm gonna laugh because I didn't realize I say that so much. I feel like I'm
It's
LL
all
Cool
good.
J should be
It's all good.
licking my lips too.
It's all
Um,
good. It's all good.
People are still fascinated by steel drum. I still have somebody
Hmm.
come and be like looking under it to see where that music is coming from. So knowing that I could do this and still get that joy out of people, or seeing the
Hmm.
faces of here in Ontario when I play like in Pickering at the beaches and that sort of thing, knowing that
Hmm.
once I play Hotel California, I'm going to see that reaction, that,
Right.
you know, and play the guitar solo and they're like, how are you doing this? You know, they're fascinated
Right.
by that. So those
Yeah.
kind of things always make me feel good. And playing, I tell
Hmm.
people all the time, if I perform somewhere and somebody doesn't ask me a question or takes a picture of my pan case because all my information is there or ask me for a card, I feel like I didn't
Hmm.
do that gig justice. I feel like I didn't
Right.
perform well. I feel like, and it's not because I want a next gig. I just want to know that that person took 2 seconds to be like, oh, damn, this guy's good. Or this, yo, I could probably use
Yeah.
this for later. You know what I mean? Or if I'm looking
Yeah.
around and I'm not at least seeing somebody bobbing their head, I'm like, damn,
Hmm.
I'm not really engaging these people. You know,
Yeah.
so those are the
Yeah.
things that I look forward to on a gig. And
Hmm.
I'm different when I come to gigs too. Like people hire me for a lot of weddings. One thing I don't want
Right.
to be responsible for is messing up any brides, and I say brides because it's a bride's day. Any bride's wedding. If you tell me to
Right.
get there for 4 o'clock, I'm there at 3. And
Hmm.
that's just in my nature. I'm early bird, always been. Because I live in
Yeah.
Whitby, I want to make sure I get there. I go inside, see where I'm supposed to set up because sometimes they want you to move. Sometimes you don't have a plug. Sometimes
Hmm.
anything could go wrong. What if my plug doesn't work and I could run and get a next plug or do something? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I get there early if the gig's supposed to start at 4 o'clock and I see people coming in at 3:54. I'm not standing there like me playing till 4 now. I started to play
Right.
my music because I'm
Right.
engaging them. I want to engage them. I want their experience to start from there. So now they see me
Hmm.
playing. Wow, this guy's good. The music is fantastic. Go back to the bride and be like, and that's what I need. I need the bride to come back or the groom and say, man, everybody's commending how great you're playing and this and that. That's how
Yeah.
I know that I'm doing a good job as a panist, not as a soloist, because I'm not soloing
Right.
that much.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
a
For sure.
soloist one day.
Yeah. I hear you. I talked to Karen about that the other day, actually.
Hmm. Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah. 'Cause I was watching, yeah, I was watching Pentagram and I was just like, I am not there. I
Right?
am not there.
Right?
I,
Neither am I. And I know
yeah,
I'm not there. Wow.
yeah, yeah,
What's
for
up,
sure,
Ben? I see
for
you,
sure.
Ben. What's up, Ben? You good?
So, do you have any other projects that we can look out for, follow on Instagram or? I know you have things coming up. I know I follow
How
you,
much time you
but
got?
the people that
All
I, we got plenty of time.
right, all right,
Don't we get it?
all right.
I got my water here. I'm
All
waiting.
right, all right. You know what? I like to stay busy, to be honest. I like to stay
Right.
busy. I
Hmm.
do so many things, and I keep mentioning being an MC or at a part of a DJ group, like not being able to do that right now because that's another part of my income, like fetting and partying. Yes, I'm out a lot in parties, but I'm actually working. So
Right.
what do can I do to keep myself busy? So Pan Arts Network is one thing. You know what I mean? We're always doing
Hmm.
shows spread out through the years. That's something that keeps me busy. Afropan, I
Hmm.
manage Afropan, which is the band here in Toronto. It's summertime now. We
Okay.
would have been looking to start getting the racks down to the pan yard, getting the containers, the washroom, organized players, getting those things prepared. That keeps me
Hmm.
busy. Um, Promotions. I've been doing promotions for the last 30 years. We have something called Jet Promotions, J. Earl and
Okay.
Thane. We do boat rides, we did shows, and we just
Hmm.
recently did a virtual, our first ride is what we call it. It's very popular here in Toronto, which is boat ride season. We open up the boat
Hmm.
ride season and we did a virtual on Instagram. And it was
Hmm.
amazing. We had 400 plus people in there partying with some of the best DJs from all over
Wow.
the world. So we're planning our
Yeah.
next one, which is called our next boat ride would have been FWW, which stands for Work Wednesday,
Hmm.
FWW. So we're gonna do one in June online
Okay.
again. So we're looking to do that, and then we'd had something called Flair, which is the cup that I'm holding, which is an
Nice.
upscale kind of dress food and inclusive event that we do, Caravana Friday.
Okay.
Last Ride is another one, and a whole bunch of those kind of things. And
Nice.
I did a couple of kid events. Last year I did a boat
Nice.
ride called Uncle Eman's Kiddies Cruise.
Nice.
And it was so successful. I went away to Antigua. I have a partner named
Uh-huh.
Brian Stubby Edwards. He has a fantastic program, um, Wadadli music program in Antigua, where the kids come to the school the week before school and learn all kinds of music. So he brings
Oh wow.
a piano person by the name of Bruce Scarrett. He brought Larno Lewis. He brought Joy Lapp. He brought my older brother Noel. He brought me. He brought Andrew
Wow.
Stewart, a bass player. He had and they get us as their instructors, as their
Mm.
mentors, and we go in, they learn music, and it's such a phenomenal
Wow.
program. Like it's for a week in
Yeah.
Antigua, and those kids love it so much. I was down
Mm.
there when I launched the tickets for the Kiddies Cruise. So I'm thinking, all right, let's launch it. I'll sell a couple hundred and come back and I'll have to sell the rest because it's a boat that holds 450 people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that my data was not working that great in Antigua. And when I did get data, my phone was
Uh,
blowing up. And I had sold 400 plus tickets with 150 people on hold for tickets that were going to send me money. And I was like, Lord God, I have to cancel this cruise because you can't
wow.
oversell a cruise. So I came
Right.
back and I was like, no, I'm going to cancel this. I'm just going to refund people's money. This is ridiculous. Like, what am I going to do? Because I
Yeah.
don't want people to say, well, this man, da 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 da, my kid's excited. Blah, blah, blah. So I talked to the
Yeah.
boat owners and they're like, you know what? Let's do 2 cruises in one day. So from certain time to certain time and then back to back. And I
Yeah.
sold out that second cruise in a day. So I did two
Wow.
successful cruises in one day. Kiddies had a ball and like they were so happy to be on that boat, listening to soca.
Mm-hmm.
Predominantly was soca because I called it Kiddies for a
Yeah.
reason. I came on, I
Mm-hmm.
played pan, I had face painting, I had people building masks, I had soca sized dancers on there, and they had such a blast. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
Like anytime I talk about kids my poor raised. So I was thinking
Yeah.
with this virtual life that we're living, what can I do to help families, especially entertain and engage their kids? So I was like, let me do a
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Eman's family pajama jam. And that
Yeah.
was a couple of weeks ago, and it was just as successful. The kids were having such a blast dancing on
That's
camera. Anytime
good.
they see the camera go on them, they'll be having phenomenal time. It was so
Uh,
great. And so I want to stay in that Uncle Eman realm to promote for some kids. So I'm
mm-hmm.
thinking I'm going to do
Yeah.
something probably next month for them,
Okay.
um, and probably do a couple more just to help ease the pain because staying home with kids, especially with young ones, you know what I mean? Their attention
Oh,
span, and you don't
yeah.
want them to be on Xbox and
Yeah.
Netflix and things so long. So I was doing that. And the last thing that I'll mention is gear. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I I'll show you a couple of things that I've dabbled in.
Okay. Okay.
For example, we got the Panorama edition, right?
I need that shirt.
No problem. So the back of the Panorama edition is this. So this is what a panorama
Nice.
is, right? So you
Yeah.
start off with the count, you have the intro, the verse, the chorus, improv, jam, change key, minor, the
Of course.
jam, the outro. So if you want to get a
Yep.
matching hat, fitted or dad, you could get that too, right? So
Oh, like that, I
merchandise,
got you.
you understand? We need merchandise, right? So that's the
Yes, of
pan
course.
edition. And then I came up with this too, El Baton,
Oh, nice.
which is, we have so many sayings. It doesn't even matter what country you're
Yeah.
from. This is a very
No.
famous Trini saying, and at the bottom I put Google it
Yes.
because all you could Google it if you don't know what it means. So, got gear. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Merchandise.
Nice.
So just to
Nice.
keep, active, keep
Yeah.
busy. So
So if anyone wanted those shirts, where could we look for it?
if you want them shirts, link me. I actually have
All
a
right.
Instagram account for El Baton,
Okay.
but I really, honestly, it's, you see when you do things, so many things to keep motivated
Yeah.
to do it and to keep busy doing it, it's like, wow. So I just push it
Yeah.
myself. A couple people who have bought it because they like
Mm-hmm.
me and they know me. I appreciate you all for doing that, but I really have to
Yeah.
probably put more effort into it and start pushing it a
Okay.
little harder. But yeah, just link me on either one of my IGs. This is Pan Man. This is
Mm-hmm.
mostly Pan Man stuff. And then the
Yeah.
other one is E-Man from the new KOS, which I have to change one of these days because it's way too long. But yeah, E-Man from the new KOS is my other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. How much are those shirts, if you don't mind me asking?
You see, I don't even, the t-shirts are probably
Sorry, off the
20
top.
$25 for the hat. These are sweaters,
Okay.
so I think these were 30.
Okay.
On a good day, you know
All
what I
right.
mean?
I'll be e-transferring you soon.
No problem. One thing I know here in Canada, the post still working because I was actually a sponsor for Panogramma. I sponsored some
Okay.
hats to Panogramma.
Yes.
So I went to the post office to mail them to the winners. The only one that I could
Yeah.
actually mail would have been Earl Brooks, but I wanted to mail all at the same time. They said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no mail going to the Caribbean. I was like, whoa, okay, cool. So
Oh,
if
wow.
anybody from
Okay.
Panogramma is on here and you were the top 3 and you haven't received your
It's
thing, that's
coming.
because it is not there yet. All right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
Sounds good. So we're gonna end this interview on a fun fact about yourself. Is there anything that we don't know about you
I tell you
that you would
everything
like to share with us?
already. I tell you everything. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
I honestly don't know. Like, I do so many
Okay.
things. I think everything that I do is fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a happy
Right.
person. I don't like to be stressed. You know what I mean? Some people like to make
Mm-hmm.
me stressed, but I try not to be stressed. I try to, I think I've grown from a different
Right.
person who I was back in the day. So I try not to get stressed because I've watched too many people either get like, you see gray hairs? That's stress, people. See, if you have a lot of grays, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be 50 soon, I'll let you know. You know what I mean? And I don't get grays like that. I don't have that kind of
Yeah.
stress. I try not to be stressed. You know what I mean? Stress
Mm-hmm.
is one thing I think, and I say it all the time, killed one of my best friends. You know what I mean? He died
Uh,
of a brain aneurysm, stroke. It's like, and I feel it's stress related. You know what I mean? Like, don't stress. Don't
right.
let nobody stress you. Don't let nothing stress you. Life is way too
Yes.
short, and we're seeing that. Don't let
Yeah.
no stress. Don't take no stress. So
Yeah.
I think a fun fact about me is just I'm just fun. You know what I mean? I just like to
Yeah.
have a good time. I like to lime. I like to party. I like
Mm-hmm.
to play pan. I like to enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Nice. So I see you have your mic over there behind you.
yes.
Would you mind playing us a song?
Sure, but you gotta give me 2 seconds. Let me mix because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I have not done this since probably me and Duvon's clash way back when we
Okay.
first started, like on this
Okay.
platform because I use Zoom because you
Yeah.
could go internal and mic sound good. And then
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, Duvon interviewed Natasha. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that was a good interview.
Amazing interview. And Natasha was one
Yeah.
of our features this year on Sons of Steel, which is siblings of Steel or
Okay.
sisters of Steel as well. And it was a great
Mm-hmm.
interview. Her first time she played, it was so sweet. But every time something when you have this split screen and you deal with audio, it's hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I
Right.
hope when I do play, or it does sound good, people, um,
It'll sound
it'll
amazing.
sound amazing. All right, all
It'll
right,
sound
all right,
amazing.
all
It's
right.
you.
Cool. So, give me 2 seconds. Let me make sure
Yeah,
everything
for sure.
plug in and then we'll do a
Yeah,
sound
for
check
sure,
and then
for
we'll
sure.
do a thing.
Sounds good. So if anyone has any questions, this would be a good time to put them up. I'll write them down so I can answer them, get them answered for you. Hopefully that you guys enjoyed that interview, learned some stuff about Ontario Pan. I see Carrie. I see Mr. Fantastics.
Oh, let me take.
Oh,
Can you hear me still? Got to.
I can
All
hear you.
right, good. One. Let's see. Heard that?
Heard that.
All right. So how long you want me to play for?
Okay, I'm gonna give because I know you can play long. How about like a song, just a song?
I can't do it. I can't do that. This is a
Do a
that
song.
the world watching, and like I said, I'm not a soloist like them, and you want me to solo down that tune. I want that.
Yes,
Don't worry. Okay.
you'll
About
be
this.
fine.
4 to 5 minutes. How about that?
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
one of the projects that I did this year is something called Pancast. Pancast basically is like a podcast, but it's mixed music. So I
Okay.
wanted to show the world what a Pancast is, right?
Okay.
And one of the wickedest DJs here in Toronto is a young cat by the name of DJ Kevin Lajup. I manage him. That's another thing that I do. I manage a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, talk too much. So be down. So I want to play a bit of my Pancast for you. Hope you enjoy it.
okay. Sounds good.
So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me now. You can hear me too? Hey, things nice. So
I want to welcome everybody to episode 4, right? Episode 4, all things pan. Trust me, yours truly, Earl La Pierre. They call me the extraordinary steel panist, otherwise known as Pan Man on Duty. Hashtag that for me, please. Follow me on all forums, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube. But right now, if you're drinking something, I want you to put your cup in the air. I want you to come by the bar. Let me have a good time. If Petit Trouble was here, what you say? Let me go.
Oh, fire, people, fire, put the fire.
Sing it now. Let me hear you. What you do?
Everyone ready? Looks like we lost them.
People calling this time. How you gonna call me? And the person who called me, you know what? I haven't seen them in about 6 years. So I'm gonna tell this person this. What I tell you? Anybody here from St. Vincent? If you know somebody from St. Vincent, I want to call my friend from St. Vincent right now. What's your name?
You know what I'm saying. This is King Fabulous.
Hey.
That's me.
Hey, man. Pick up yourself, brother.
Two more.
Yeah,
Right now it's around good, real hot. Let me tell you why. So Danielle, I just
Yes.
your name from the only part of this. What's your new name?
Thank you.
Chat right now. Now, more fire, more hot. Let me see some fire.
Come on, you gotta give him fire, guys. He did amazing. Thank you for playing. That was amazing.
Thank you. I'm sweating.
Thanks. That's good. That's good. So I just want to say thanks again for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Wow, Wendy put in fire too, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's your competition. It's your competition. She's watching you.
The thing is, Wendy used to be my babysitter.
Oh, okay.
She used to babysit me. Yep.
Okay.
Family years, and that's the right hand. Like, that's like my right.
Nice.
We do so many projects together.
Mm-hmm.
That's my right.
That's good.
She's always looking out for me. Always praying for me.
That's good. You got to have one of those in your corner.
I need plenty in my corner. I take in all the prayers.
Yeah. Yes. So again, thank you for being on the show. I want to thank everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys come back next week. I have a special guest for you guys next week. I actually saw him come in.
Oh, yeah?
You know him. Yeah, you know him. Aaron.
Who?
Aaron.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Nice. So he's your special.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry? Yeah.
So when did you guys meet?
Through you, actually.
I introducing you to people, man. And who else did I introduce?
Yes.
They're on here too.
Oh, Kara.
And how did that go?
It went amazing.
A great
Yes.
thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely gonna, when this is done, I'm definitely gonna go to one of hers because
Nice.
it was
That's a very good platform, empowering woman. I commend her on it. It's a really good thing that she's doing for the ladies out there, man. Bless her.
Yeah.
Bless her.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks again for being on the show. I want to. You guys have a good night. No one asked a question. No one asked a question.
I feel like I ain't do my job good.
You did amazing. It's probably because I asked all the good ones.
No question.
Thank you. Does Kara have a question for you, maybe?
Somebody asked a question. Oh gosh.
Or Aaron? We're gonna lock off soon, people. Quick.
Somebody says you better than your dad. Nah, man.
Oh.
Competition.
That was probably my dad that said that.
Like your father too, bad. The other day, you had the man trying to do all kind of live business, and oh gosh, boy, I feel sorry for the man. But
we got to figure it out, though. Yeah. What's your favorite vegetable?
Girl is asking foolishness because I only know vegetables. Right? No, a lot of my friends know I was a meatitarian. I never eat no vegetables, so it's a.
Oh, okay.
I actually start posting that I eat vegetables. So yeah, I eat vegetables now.
Okay.
Bad.
What's your least favorite? I see. What's your least favorite pan to play?
My least favorite pan to play?
Mm-hmm.
Guitar pan.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You know what? I've always liked the tenor because I want to be in the lead.
Oh, you want to be in the forefront.
I play any other pan, it's bass.
Okay.
All
right.
I don't know what strumming is. It's not to say boring to me, but boring to me. I don't want to strum this. I don't want to play one notes either. So yeah.
That's fair. Well, before we lock off, I want to say goodnight.
Pardon?
I said before we lock off, I want to say goodnight.
Do you know Suzette Vidal before you go?
I do not.
That's another phenomenal pan player that you should learn.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right.
And I mentioned her because two of them, Aaron and Suzette, are two people that I would depend on. Like if I have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Three people I depend on. Aaron, Suzette, and Andy Phillips.
Okay. I will definitely look out for them.
You have to have people that will actually be there on time and perform well. And you don't have to work.
Yeah, for sure.
But thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bless up, everyone.
Bye.
All things pan.
Yes. Bye. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks again for being on the show, or for coming on here, and make sure you come next week on All Things Pan. Have a good night, guys.